Money FM 89.3, the best of the afternoon update.
Money FM 89.3, I'm Lynn Lee and you're listening to the Afternoon Update. Now, a skilled tech workforce is the backbone of Singapore's economic growth. And with the SG60 budget sparking critical conversations, including that of Singapore's tech sector, what are some of the initiatives that industry players can look into to plug the skills gap and build a global-ready workforce for Singapore to continue to spur innovation? Sharon Teo, co-chair of SGTech's Talent and Capabilities Committee, joins us today to share her insights. Welcome, Sharon.
Hi, Lindy.
Good to have you with us.
Yeah.
All right. And, SGTech is Singapore's leading trade association for Singapore's tech industry. And ahead of the budget yesterday, SGTech has highlighted key recommendations to ensure that Singapore remains a global tech hub. What are your thoughts about the budget speech that the PM delivered?
I think the budget speak is pretty good because it stayed in line with what we have recommended, for example, on the pivotal role of AI, talent development and SME support to drive sustainable growth, fostering innovation, as well as securing our Singapore's long-term competitiveness. So in our recommendation, we share about how we should accelerate workforce upskilling, driven by the adoption of AI solutions and strengthening Singapore's position as a global talent hub, as well as increasing support for our SMEs' role in the tech talent ecosystem.
How well do you think it aligns with your recommendations? Are there any areas you believe that more could have been done?
Oh, certainly. I mean, for example, in the SMEs assistance, there's definitely some areas that we can actually work with some of the government agencies to look into simplifying some of the application processes and reducing the administrative burdens. And even some of the leadership training aspects can be also expanded a little bit more to the SMEs. So there will be some other areas that we will be working with the respective agencies also after the COS itself. Yeah.
Okay, looking at the industry across the board, what are the biggest gaps in AI skills right now?
I think fundamentally there are two aspects. One is general digital literacy and the digital skills of individuals, and then secondly is the ability to apply some of the AI skills on the job itself. Well, there are some good initiatives by the government over the years and even in the recent budgets that focus a lot on encouraging Singaporeans to go for skills training and things like that. But I think particularly, let's say, for example, in the SME sector, we do see that it is important to not only provide solutions, but also plug the gap by allowing skills to be developed along with the solutions adoption. Just like any form of digital transformation, you don't just only prescribe solutions, but also assist the companies in terms of skills adoption. So some of the ways we can recommend, like, for example, providing structured short-form workshops, conducted in workplace, focusing on the applied use rather than just a typical classroom kind of setting. Then under such kind of settings, we actually allow the employees and their companies to explore the tech solutions, try and experiment, and also be able to estimate the business productivity impact better. And of course, with certain consultancy coming in, it will actually complete the whole experience of digital adoptions as well as AI adoptions.
Okay, but getting into the details, Sharon, what are the key tech skills that are in high demand?
I mean, today across the tech ecosystem, we have key skills like cybersecurity. In terms of AI-wise, I think it can be from pretty light AI adoption to deeper AI development by different companies. And then besides cyber, we also have areas like quantum that's also coming up. And I think on cloud adoption-wise, there's still a need for our population to be able to adapt and adopt some of these cloud solutions and infrastructure very easily. So that along the way, I think even on cloud adoption, we also see data centers needing more people who are skilled to support the whole infrastructure as well.
Okay, from the feedback you might be getting from your trade members, what is the biggest gap that you keep hearing about?
Sometimes not only just the deep tech that we are looking at, even on a more low to mid-level, it's actually very hard to find employees in this segment. So these are the areas that sometimes we do advocate, like in terms of whether we can look into training up some of our ITE and poly graduates and putting them on apprenticeship.
Okay.
Otherwise, we can also look at having some form of skills-based hiring for even overseas talent to come into Singapore to fill the gap and also transfer some of the skills to the local Singaporeans.
I want to pick up on that. Okay, Singapore has long positioned itself as a global tech hub, but talent migration, offshoring remain challenges. So what type of policy changes or incentives do you think would help in this aspect to help Singapore retain and attract top talent?
I think it's important to really plug some of the vital skills gap in like some of the growth sectors that we've mentioned just now, and some of the roles that are currently in MOM's shortage occupation list, that we can work with them and provide some of the skills-based kind of immigration policies such that the talents are evaluated not based on just traditional academic qualifications and salary, but really on the type of skills they can bring and offer to Singapore.
Okay, we've talked about upskilling, we've talked about foreign talent. What about partnerships and collaborations? Any thoughts around that?
For tech talent-wise, in SGTech, we have a strong focus on tech talent. We do work with a couple of government agencies, like for example, across SkillsFuture, WSG, IMDA, to really provide different opportunities to Singaporeans. For example, there are programs like CCP for career conversion program for people who are not in tech currently but trying to convert into some tech-related jobs, as well as for TIP Alliance. We are focusing a lot on the ITE and poly graduates, providing apprenticeship program for them to come on board and work with companies and really learn for about 1 year. And these really open up the talent pipeline and encourage them to also work and learn along the way. So there are also programs out there that support some of these young graduates in terms of their aspirations while they are also learning on the job. So they can also look at work-study program as well as probably signing up some form of scholarships with the company that is offering the apprenticeship and also taking up their modules in a part-time manner such that they can get their credits, micro-credits added to become a full certificate.
So basically global exposure and having initiatives like overseas placements and global talent exchanges, I think. Okay, so I'd like to know, what are some of SGTech's plans, or what's your position in response to the budget? Will there be more initiatives going forward?
Definitely, I think for some of these initiatives that has been shared by PM Wong, we have to see some of the details in the COS, and what we can do is work together with the government agencies. Like for example, in the aspect of SMEs, we should look at ways to really help them transform the tech talent aspect and make SMEs be seen as potential employers. So apart from working with WSG on areas like the job redesign, we would like to encourage government to support SMEs more on the job training initiatives like apprenticeship and internship that we've mentioned earlier on. Even, for example, introducing co-funding to SME scholarships, because a lot of times some of these scholarships are often offered by larger enterprises. And for SMEs, how can they also offer something similar to the poly and IT graduates such that they'll be encouraged to come on board to do the on-the-job training together with them. And other areas could be also working with some of the training providers. Maybe the government can look into possibly providing some form of on-the-job training kind of funding as part of a curriculum fulfillment rather than just allowing the employees to only just take courses.
Okay. Sharon, tech is a rapidly evolving sector. I'm sure there are many, many different skills that will come up that will be in demand. So what are some of the best practices for industry players to identify that gap?
They can work with us, and together we do actually bring together our members to curate a list of some of the skills gap. We also come together and see whether we can provide, like for example, I mentioned earlier, the on-the-job training to plug into the skills gap itself. And of course, there are also certifications that we can offer, working with industry partners, whether it's SMEs or even MNCs, to offer certain form of certification for certain type of skills that we want to train up people on.
Okay. Before I let you go, Sharon, how do you see Singapore's tech talent landscape evolving in the next 5 to 10 years?
It's definitely exciting, but of course at the same time it's definitely challenging because I think globally there's always a tech talent shortage. So I think we've got to work very hard and got to really rally people across different spectrum, whether is it from small companies to large enterprises, to really build on training up the skills of our people.
Thank you very much for your insights today, Sharon. Sharon Teo, co-chair of SGTech's Talent and Capabilities Committee. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.